Gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My pleasure to be with you one more again. It's Hammerhand, the MGTOW monk. You know what time it is. Actually, it's 8:38 in the fucking morning. What the fuck are you doing on this early, homie? I've already seen that one. Just because I was out there and went out and got my morning breakfast, and I said, I ain't got nothing to do, so I figured I'd pop on in here and say what's up and think about how much worse it's going to get for the average man. What is an average man anymore? Everybody's trying to classify everybody else, and you're a high value this or a low value that, and you can't even get motherfuckers to agree on what a high value man is. Now, if you listen to me, a high value man is somebody that has morals and ethics, values, principles. They can control their biology. They try not to make the same unwise, stupid, impetuous, impulsive choices time and time and time again. You listen to other people, image consultants, it's 6 figures or 7 figures or something that's appealing to somebody else, but maybe not you. Tim Elgato in the chat, it's 1440 here in the EU. I know. That was one of the reasons that I popped on this morning, was to try to give these English and European brothers an opportunity to jump in here and say what's up. We don't get to do that very much. I'm going to run to the top of the chat, and I'm going to start reading y'all off and say what's up, man. Big ups to everybody in the chat. Big ups to all them wrenches, because I love my wrenches, man. The Populous Pimp PPT, have to. Craig Furness, greetings, gentlemen. Jim McIntosh, good morning. Tim Elgato, Hammerhand stream, let's go. You got it, man. Populous Pimp. Listen later, boys, at the slave plantation job. Well, you can listen at the job, man. You could. I'm just saying. You ain't got to, but you could. You will be able to catch me later on this evening, 6-ish, on Undead Chronics channel. And we're going to be discussing the recent interview that the image consultant, the old graybeard, had with one Nicki Minaj, and how Nicki, Nicki got together with the image consultant, and they decided that they was just going to come out equal. But not really. Alex King, all hail the war band. It's Hammer time. Yes, sir. General Stupidity. Yo, Hammer, do you ever sleep, man? Sometimes. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I got to be honest with you on that one. Georgia Red Mud, Monk's Morning Thoughts. Yeah, sometimes, man. Sometimes, I don't do this very often. The AM thing is not something that I do a lot. Alex Harris, another fine day in the New World Order, where women have more rights than men. And guess what? You wouldn't be wrong. You wouldn't be wrong. They've been getting pushed, thrust into the forefront since I was a child. It's a long time. That's a long time, and it means a whole lot of displacing. And now they are being pushed aside in favor of other agendas. They just don't see it yet. But we do. Dr. Paradox, same here, will catch the replay. Man, I got a whole bunch of y'all saying, oh, fuck this early morning shit. I got to go to work. I can't listen to this and go to work. Christopher Mooney finally caught another one live. Time for that beard ASMR. Oh, man. Hold on. Oh, man. There it is. There it is. Monk Live. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you. Georgia Red Mud Replicant Fish. What about him? The fish ain't in here, is he? I didn't see him. Mountain Monk. Morning, gents. Agent H80. How do you get over red pill rage? With understanding. With acceptance. That's how. With learning that you were lied to, that you were duped. But you have to have the patience and the forgiveness in your heart, in your mind, in your body, everywhere, in your soul, to understand that they were also lied to and manipulated. But they're coming out on top as far as distinct advantages, and that is clear now. It's clear. It's clear. You look at any studies that are talking about education in middle school, high school, preschool, pre-K, college, postdoctorates, they're all heavily slanted in favor of females now. And that's been a 40, 50, 60-year push to make that happen. And now they're complaining about that. Oh, man, there's a mating crisis. There's a dating crisis. What's wrong with all the boys? Why ain't they going to... I need me a PhD, bitch. Fuck you. That's what I got to say to you. Fuck you. Now, I know some of them really don't understand what's going on. And, you know, I get it, man. I get it. It's okay if they don't understand what's going on. I don't hold it against them. But at some point in time, you kind of have to pick your head up out of the sand and look around you and think. Use your goddamn thinking meat. Use your brain. Understand that there are things going on out here. You can do something about some of those things. Not everything, but something. Glacial chinchilla, it's the end of the world as we know it. Well, it's the end of something. It's the end of something. Like the title of this video says, how much worse can it get? It's going to get a lot worse. When men get the idea in their head that they're going to step aside, that they ain't going to fight for this shit no more. Now, you may fight for your sovereignty. You may fight for your personal property. You may fight for your personal rights. But that fight coverage does not extend around anyone anymore. You know, it used to be like if your buddies called you up and they're like, man, we got to go to war, man. They say, all right, who we going to war with? And y'all all hop in the bucket and you go somewhere and you fuck some shit up. That don't happen no more. That don't happen no more. You don't extend that umbrella over people anymore. I don't. There's very few people that I would bust a fucking nail for. You feel me? I wouldn't do much of anything for most people. They simply ain't worth the time. They won't do shit for you. They ain't gonna do nothing for you. They'll let you get fucked up. Alan, get a sledgehammer and a tire, work out that anger. I mean, you could go that route. But for me, see, I didn't go to therapy. I don't have a therapist. I don't have somebody on tap that I go to and I run my mouth at them and they take notes down and fuck with my bank account. I had to accept what was going on out here. I had to understand that there were issues. I needed to understand why. I needed to understand why those things were happening. As much as it broke my heart, as much as it hurt me to confront the things inside of me, I had to do it. I had to understand that there were things that I was doing that was enabling fuckery, that was enabling usury, that was enabling me to go out and get fucked up. MP Badass 90, MGTOW Pump and Dump Squad, where you at? I think you're in the wrong chat, homie. There ain't a whole bunch of pump and dumpers here, man. Yeah, I don't know anybody that does that except maybe Undead and a couple of his folks, but it's getting to the point where you can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that. These motherfuckers are absolutely out of their minds. They have been driven to a place where they're never coming back from. You hardly ever hear of the reformed leftist. You just hear about leftists and Marxists and communists and feminists and all of these ists and isms. All of these motherfuckers are master projectionists. And they just get tired of fighting their own fucking people. So they come over here and they slum it for a while. And they chill out with us. And then when they get tired of that shit and they need more drama in their life, they just head back over the tracks. Cubing Speed. JD Miles has some new content coming. Check out his channel or his backup, JD Miles 4. Let's check that out. I guess some folks are going after JD and they're trying to get his channel struck. And that's not a surprise. It's not a surprise, especially when you get wrapped up with ankle biters when you get wrapped up with our biggest fans, when you choose to go down that path, instead of addressing actual issues, you start addressing actual problem makers, fire starters. Sometimes that's relevant. Sometimes you got to do that. But sometimes, most of the time, you just have to let them go on by. See, because they ain't nothing but a distraction. All they're there to do is offer themselves up as a speed bump. And fuck them. We don't mess with them. No disrespect to them biggest fans, though. Chris Mitchell, Agent H80, you do not fully, but you learn to control it. True and true. True and true. Grill Scoff, good morning, gentlemen. Scotial made it to a live stream just before work. Harold Johansson, so much worse. It's going to get there, man. It's there. It's there. We ain't seen the bottom of this fucking barrel. B-dubs, this legend always putting in work. You got to stop gassing me up, homeboy. Ain't no legend. Just some guy. Just some guy that got tired of getting kicked in the fucking face. Just some fella that was tired of being told that I am this, am that, am the other. Because I don't see it your way, because I don't agree with you, because I don't want to slide off into fucking oblivion. Ain't that some shit? Well, if you don't jump off that cliff, then you ain't loyal to me. Well, fuck you then. I guess I'm not loyal to you. Peace out. Tell him about it, Frosk! You fucking idiots. Minnesota Jude, good morning. In my cubicle, building is mostly empty. Well, keep that speaker down. You don't want this big booming ass voice to go echoing through them hallways. Francisco Fragal, yo, Hammer, yo, man, yo. White Void, I'll watch what I can and catch the archive later. Monk Farmer, welcome to the Communist States of America. It's not quite there, but if folks don't step up, you know what I'm saying? If good folks don't step up and start doing what they're supposed to do, it will be in fucking short order. I mean, you see how fast this has degenerated in just 30 years. You know, if you look at 2000, the year 2000 to right now, it's unbelievable how much has changed. You can't even wrap your head around it. But then again, you would have had to be there for it. And that's the exact crowd that's trying to make that change happen because they have no prospects. And they got a lot of social dysfunction. Tons of them. Aries Arise, my guess is exponentially worse. Joe Brandon just signed an order to hand out free crack pipes to crackheads. Yeah, I saw that. Next up, a subsidy for Hunter to bring in the tasty fentanyl from China. Had the biggest fentanyl seizure in the history of the world during Trump's administration. What was it, a year or so ago? Well, a little over a year ago, 2 years ago. It was enough fentanyl to kill every man, woman, and child in the United States. That's just the way it is, I guess, right? Alex Harris, except they don't want you and move on to making green. Well, Reverend 20-piece, whoa! Hammer live in the AM. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, goodness gracious, gentlemen. Chris Mitchell, I'm going to let this run and try to sleep. It was a shitty night. Well, man, turn it off, get yourself some sleep, and come on back and check it out later. That's if these motherfuckers at ScrewTube don't come up in here and chop it and cut it and mix it and puree it. And chopped and screwed, baby, leftist style. Alex Harris, love the female nature intro. Hammer. Hell yeah, man. Look, the facade that has surrounded the fairer sex is gone. It's gone. It's over. Ain't nobody trying to front no more. Nobody's sitting there saying, oh, no, man, come on now. They all there for you. No, they're just as soft and feminine as ever. Blah, 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 blah. No, no, no. No, they're not. They're goddamn tarantulas. They're rattlesnakes. They're vipers. They're pit sharks. And they know it. And you know it. And that's why we're all having this discussion. That's why shit like this gets as much traction as it does. They're not sugar and spice and everything nice. They're not. It's fucking chicken wings, chicken thang and thang, man. That's exactly what the fuck it is. That's what they are. And it's okay. It's okay. If you want to be that, then go be that. But I don't want that. I don't know anybody that does want that. Arpos, black pill on steroids in the house, man. Nobody paying these women's bills anymore. No. You've got the standardized sucker. You're the sucker that's out there right now whose dick is aching. And oh man, I gotta get that female touch, baby. And they're running their bills up. And as long as women can use their looks, as long as they can use their bodies, as long as single mothers are permitted, encouraged, endorsed, it's not going to change. You will have men that will drop out of that blue pill ether and they will be looking for answers. But most of them, let's be honest about it, 99% of them, the vast majority of them are going to be looking for answers as broken men. They will have already been ground up. They will have already been fucking chewed. And they're looking for answers. So you're already jaded as fuck, headed into a discipline, a philosophy set that is not easy to follow. Because it's going to tell you that you got to do the exact opposite of everything that you feel like you want to do. That's why a lot of people get really bitter about it and they jump the fuck out and they say, no, we can't do this no more. And you notice most of them never leave the discipline quietly. They tried to get me not to go fuck women, man. It was never about fucking or not fucking women. It was about you disciplining yourself. And because you couldn't do that, you conflated it with something else. And you tried to sell it that way. And that's what most people do. Sail away. The veil is off. MP. Hello from Ireland. What's up, my Irish brother? How you doing? I got a little bit of Ireland in me. Not much, but some of it's still there. Zool. LOL. Jim McIntosh, pretty sure the drugs are killing way more than the Wuhan surprise. Well, you're not kidding, man. Minnesota Jude, Trudeau is a clown. Trudeau is a coward. Trudeau is a coward. He is a leftist piece of shit. I would rather lick the bottom of my goddamn boot than shake that motherfucker's hand. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I can get that taste out of my mouth. I couldn't get the fucking stink of Trudeau off of my skin. The same goes with the fucking sucker ducks that are sitting in our White House right now. Then again, to be perfectly fair, the last administration had their opportunities and their chances, and they still couldn't get nothing done. Nothing that I wanted to see anyways. Chicken Core, they're a bunch of battle axes. Fucking A. Big Pitch, I have a job interview this morning, and unfortunately, it's with a female interviewer, you poor bastard. I'm so sorry. My skills are office-oriented, unfortunately. I wish I had gained a skill trade instead. Well, man, if you're not, terribly up there in age, that's not out of the cards. But I'm not going to lie to you. You got to work for it. That shit doesn't just fall in your lap anymore. Oy, excuse me. Nathan Payne, that's exactly right. Hammer, 2000 to 2022, you can see the fabric of the country is not the same. No, it's not. No, it's not. Dramatic acceleration. From, say, 2010 to 2011 to right now. Just over those 10 years, dramatic acceleration. Dramatic. From like 70 to 80, not so bad. You know, it was like hippies and a whole bunch of the fucking love, peace, and hair grease motherfuckers. Hang on a second. Cuban speed. Mama Susan wants that money shot to the face. Good luck. Good luck. Who the fuck do you think's going to do that? I wouldn't be delivering that message. No, thank you. Pharaoh Ravage, the biggest mistake they made was letting us know that there is a war. And just like slavery has probably evolved, I assume war has as well. Of course it has. Of course it has. And if you go out there and you launch tactical nukes, long rangers, ICBMs, and you wipe out everything, then there's no prize to claim. The path has been laid. The wars of the future will be fought between the ears. Yes, there will be some physical casualties. There's no doubt about that. There will be some physical casualties. I don't know how bad that's going to get, but I do know for a fact that these motherfuckers out here are not going to let up until they are dead. There is no light at the end of the tunnel for them. You feel me? Because they already view you as the end all be all. They view you as the benchmark to be conquered. You are what's wrong with society, so they will not stop until they have cleansed you. MGTOW life. Hey, Walt. Oh, yeah. Line of MGTOW. The ditch pigs belong in the wild, not in the bedroom. Fuck them. Fuck them. Stay away from them. Look, you know the difference between a MGTOW channel and a PUA game, dating, frame, life coach kind of channel. Do you know what the difference is? There's not just one, there's many. You do this long enough, it's very, very easy to see what the differences are. We're telling you, well, suggesting to you that you develop yourself, that you develop needs, wants, desires apart from physical and mental, emotional validation from others. Yes, it is nice to have a pat on the back. Yes, it is nice to have somebody in your bed. It's not everything. It's not even close to everything. It's not the end of the fucking world, man. It really isn't. You put way too much thought into it. You overthink everything. The things that are touchable, that are tangible, the things that you can stockpile, if you're into that, the green that you can stack, the funds that you can put away, the resources that you can pile up, you're going to need that for the end of your life to make sure that you're comfortable. The job that I just retired from, that I just left, there's a fella there. He's been in the automobile business for 34 years, right? Every time this guy, nice guy, good guy, I like him. But every time he starts talking about this business, he starts talking about how it's not for him. $500,000 that he's got built up in IRAs, in the Roth, $200,000 that he's got stashed over here, $175,000 in liquid assets, another $200,000 built up over here in physical assets. That's just in case, when he dies, man, and his wife's taken care of. And that comes out of his mouth, man, every single fucking time. And it makes me want to vomit. It makes me want to vomit. All I do, I think to myself, does she think that about him? And you know what the answer is. No, of course she don't think that about him. She knows that she's sitting on a payday. When old boy fades out, there's $1 million sitting there waiting to be divvied up. Somebody's lifetime of work, and they ain't even around to enjoy it. Fuck that. No fucking way. MGTOW life, absolutely all women are damaged, and they support the system that fleeces men. Yes. Yes. Women's rights was a mistake. They are not the queens or princesses they claim to be. Stop treating them like that. Well, I don't think anybody in this chat is treating them like that. You know what? They aren't. They aren't queens. Don't let nobody call you a king. Don't let motherfuckers gas your head up. You know, I realize that they might not be doing it as a malicious thing. Don't let people gas your head up. Don't believe your own press. Don't. You got to get out there in the world, make your own fucking way, do your own thing, and that's going to be a different thing for everybody. It's not going to work out the same for all people. And you have to be able to be comfortable with where you shake out in the great plan. You got to be comfortable with the amount of effort that you've put in. If you didn't put in a lot of effort and you're not getting a lot of return, you better get comfortable with it. But if you worked a good few years in your 20s, in your early 30s, and you stacked your fucking green and you did everything right and you didn't waste your time, your money, and your effort, and you weren't an ATM for bitches, it'll be there for you when you need it. It'll be there. Tony Hansen, they are KFC, breast thighs, and a nasty box to stick your bone in. I'll abstain, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Penny Pounder, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Penny Pounder. How you doing? Jen Bottle, always distrusted Kevin Samuels. I mean, there's a time to dress up, look aesthetic, colorful, especially for blacks. But this guy poses like a runway fruit. too blue by far. Yeah, man. And, you know, we were saying that from the beginning. That video of his that dropped a couple of years ago now, where he's calling that bitch, you know, average, and she's this businesswoman and she can't find nobody and she makes six figures and she's got her own business, but she's got 2 kids and she's 36. And that video exploded Kevin Samuels' popularity. And it wasn't the bitches that exploded his popularity. It was all of the men that were gravitating to that red pill message, except he's not a red pill man. He's not a red pill man. Kevin Samuels looks down on you. Don't misunderstand what you hear and what you see on them podcasts. Kevin Samuels looks down on you. He wouldn't be caught dead circulating with any one of you. Not with me, not with Vention, not with Undead Chronic. You knew he was a fucking fool when he said he ain't seen any MGTOW with any kind of high value. It was ironic because when I was watching that particular video, I noticed 3 MGTOW millionaires in that video in the chat. But they ain't told nobody. Now there's a couple of us that know. I personally know a dozen MGTOW men that are millionaires. Because they took care of business. They did what they were supposed to do. They didn't waste their time and their effort and their money. You see, and I'm not talking about just on hoes. I'm talking about on anything, on everything. You know, every once in a while when I show off this room and I show you the shit that's hanging on the walls and I show you the stuff that's sitting in the closet, that is not just a money siphon, gentlemen. A lot of people are like, God damn, that's a lot of money. Come on, man, you could have done better with that. It's equity. It's equity. It's an investment. It satisfies my eyes, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, it's equity. There's money involved. Taylor Graham, good morning at Hammerhand. Just tuning in, but any thoughts on the Canadian trucker convoy and the RCMP cops stealing their fuel? The convoy is fantastic. When it was urged by the local governments to mislabel it as an occupation, as they were being occupied by whom, motherfuckers? being occupied by your own citizenry? Are you joking? Is that a joke? No, that's not a joke. That's how they treat you. That's how they view you. And you should never, never, ever misunderstand how these governmental figures, these parental overseers, view you. That's how they view you. Hang on one second, gents. This goofy motherfucker outside my door. Every time this guy pulls up here, man, his fucking stereo's blaring. 9 o'clock in the morning, this fucking fool is out here blaring a stereo. Tony Tronic, mask made them okay for the day. You got to wait till I till I put on my face. Think it's fine. I don't know. Quantum Giga, Hammer, you got to stay on these AM streams. No promises, man. No promises. No guarantees. 353 sets of eyeballs watching this one right now, man. That's outstanding. It's outstanding. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Jim McIntosh, have to walk to the bank. Got a little issue to unscrew. Well, isn't that right? Oh, man. Telfushun. Did I get that right? Telfushun? All right, Hammer gents. I got some shit to do. Catch y'all on the flip-flop. Peace. Zool, it's not for everyone. No, it's not. I'm going to go to the bottom now and get all the way to the bottom and come back up a little bit and say what's up. And yeah, man. John Gorska, employ your own self-defense. Just employ yourself. But to finish my thoughts on the Canadian trucker deal, it's not just Canadian truckers. You know, I think it's the majority of them are Canadian, but there's a lot of American truckers that are up there too. It's not going to go well. They can stay there for 6 months. You know, I'm pretty sure that they can stay there for 6 months. At least all indications are saying that they can stay there for 6 months. The farmers are in town now, and they ain't going nowhere. And the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the Mounties, are fucking themselves in a horrific way. All of them little slogans that they got out there now, you know, to protect and serve, all the little cursive writing that they got on their cars about how they're out there for you. We out here to serve you, baby. No. The Summer of Love 2020 showed us that these police ain't out here to serve nobody except their masters. Don't think for 1 second that they don't have masters when they stood aside all summer and let most of this country burn. 44 bodies got racked up. They didn't do a fucking thing. They didn't do nothing. Their little Democratic puppet masters told them not to. They said, quit it. Just stand aside. Let these motherfuckers crash everything. Charles Ristone, sorry. Sandman is just like Kevin Samuels looking for a paycheck. I can't go that far. Now, Sandman, he does his thing and he monetizes, and, you know, he's not monetized on YouTube. So can't say that about him. Not on YouTube. You know, he has full-time job outside of the YouTube, outside of the MGTOW deal. So yeah, I can't embrace that one, man. I'm sorry. Sandman does his thing, and Sandman is consistent. Sandman doesn't flip-flop. He doesn't waffle. So no, he takes care of business. He really does. And I would not endorse him. I would not say that if I believed otherwise. MGTOW Life, I believe it at MGTOW Live. John Gorski, write him a lawn note, Hammer. Tipsy Thomas, morning, Hammer, or afternoon from the UK. Yes, sir. That's why I put this one on, man, was to try to get the UK brothers in the house this morning, the European brothers in the house this morning, and say what's up. Say what's up to everybody. Moises Ledsma, hey, Hammerhand, it says Canadian court just banned truck honking. Fuck them. Fuck them. You really think that they're going to stop honking their horns? I don't think that they're going to stop honking their horns, man. Oh no, we've got 40,000 trucks inside these cities. Let's not honk our horns. Really? Really? Does anybody think that that's going to go over? No, it's just one more charge to add to the list, because when this thing does start to falter, when it does start to fizzle out, hopefully it doesn't, but if it does, there will be some stragglers, and the ones that are left behind are the ones that are going to pay the fucking price. They're the ones that are going to suffer the brunt of all of this frustration from their masters. You see, you motherfuckers was supposed to do what we told you to do, man, and you didn't do it. Oh, you ain't allowed to have these unhealthy thoughts about freedom and independence. Oh, fuck a bitch. Can't do that. Oh, Kartikeyan Somu. Did I get that right? Kartikeyan? We are looked at as sheeple, the unwashed masses. Get the fuck out of here, government. Yeah. Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. Give me a break. Give me a break. Johnny Cush. Fucking unbelievable. Yes, it is, man. Yes, it is. Black Cyan. What the fuck did that asshole mean about blacks dressing up? I don't know. You talking about in the comment up there? I don't know. I think that just came across a little bit on the wrong side. I don't think he meant anything bad by it. Johnny Cush, the Canadian government has clearly declared war on their own citizens. It ain't no shock. It's not a shock. It's not a shock. Even the leftists are starting to turn over on this shit. The COVID mandates are done. They're over. Now, if your particular government is still trying to enforce them, and in some cases multiply them, the government's done. It's over. With any luck, it'll show up at the polls. But you know how the polls are now. they ain't the most reliable motherfucking thing. Roland Gonzalez, he always said he was going to use that platform to make money. So I knew he was full of shit. Yeah, you're talking about Mr. Samuels. Yeah, absolutely. Like I've said, I don't have issues with people making money. Go ahead, man. Go make the money. It's no different than Disney offering a subscription for $7 and you being like, I think I might want to purchase that product and give it a shot. See what's up. So you go and you throw your $7 down and you get your month's worth and you figure it out, right? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? You don't have to go back, right? You don't have to go back. Never had a problem with people making money off of the service that they provide. That is not the issue. That has never been the issue. The issue is goddamn usury. Pardon my language. 10 Hail Marys and a couple of slaps to the cheeks. I got to stop saying that GD word. Union jacked. Yo, bro. Yo. Yeah, man. Yeah. John Gorski, self-employed, Hammer. Skippy McGenkins. How you been feeling, Hammer? Hope you're doing better. I'm good, man. I haven't been doing bad. I've had a couple of people say that to me, and I'm like, I don't know where that's coming from. I guess it's normal when you don't hear from me for a while, or Auntie Susan decides to give me a vacation for a couple of weeks. You know how it is with this shit. And people think that you're down in the dumps or something. It's not like that. Trust me. It's not like that. Moises Ledsma, Sandman is not a problem. No, I never thought that he was. Never thought he was. Penny Pounder, cops are only what we believe they are, honestly. Well, your belief in what they are has nothing to do with what they are. You see, that is an intentional deviation. That's something that a human resources campaign, a marketing team sets out there for law enforcement to make law enforcement more appetizing to the masses. They want you to accept your overseers as your friends. You see, they pull these motherfuckers from the body so that the body will accept them. It's easy, folks. It's easy. That's what it is. And that's the unfortunate part about living in the day and age that we live in, is that most of these things now, the wool is coming off of the eyes, so to speak. It's easy to see. It's easy to see if you want to see it. If you want to see it. Remnar Sodi at Hammerhand, did you see that the POTUS admin is giving out free crack pipes? It's nothing new. Nothing new. All through California, they do that shit. You know, I guess they do it in New York now. They start opening up these fucking places. Yeah, they just hand out fucking needles. All kinds of, you want to kill yourself, motherfucker? Go right over there and shoot up. You want to get smoked up? There's a room right over there. Go get smoked up. This can't last. It can't last. What happens when they provide the needles and the crack pipes to these people and then they go commit crimes or they kill people? Do you think that they are going to be held responsible for that? Hell fucking no. They ain't going to be held responsible for it. They won't allow themselves to be held responsible for it. Like I said, they'll commit all of the fuckery in the world. They just won't allow you to put them on blast for the fuckery. It's like immigration issues where we deport the same people over and over and over again, and then they eventually come back in, and then they gun death some girl, and you can't sue them because they kept readmitting the same motherfucker, and he eventually just decided, well, nothing can happen to me. I'm just going to kill this bitch. And he did. Charles Ristone, I'm not saying he is a problem, but people like Hammerhand have more experience to teach the youth and the future generations about what's going on now and how to avoid less things. I won't disagree with you, but at the same time, I mean, he's been doing this for a long while. He's as skilled and educated as anybody out there. Like we refer to him as the gateway drug to MGTOW, pretty much, you know. So there ain't nothing wrong with that. I definitely will be popping out in just a little bit. We're going on 48 minutes. Was it 351 of y'all still in the house? I know it's a little bit early, so the numbers are down a little bit, and that's all right. I don't mind. Jellyman, Hammer, what do you think of the Olympics bullshit with China? They are starving out athletes or starving our athletes? I don't fucking know. I wouldn't have gone. Personally, I wouldn't have gone. My dream was always to be in the Olympics. The Olympics ain't shit no more. It ain't nothing. The private circuit is where it's at. It's common knowledge that they are over there genociding Uyghur Muslims. Common knowledge. Every fucking body knows. And you got Disney thanking these son of a bitches on screen at the end of their stupid Marvel movies. Man, fuck that. I ain't the biggest fan of religious zealots, and I'm not saying that Uyghurs are. But I'm also saying that they're a section of humanity and that they don't deserve what's going on with them. They don't deserve what's happening to them. And the world is turning a blind eye to this. So as an Olympic athlete, if you go over there knowing what's going on, and there ain't no fucking way that they don't know what's going on, and you get mistreated or mishandled, it's kind of on you. At some point in time, you have to be held responsible for your bad decisions. And when you co-sign genocide, you co-sign sterilization, slavery, re-education, then fuck you. You've kind of got it coming. Just my opinion. Craig Furness, Dudley Do-Right being merely the attack dogs of the communists. Yeah. Matt Downer, bikers and truckers always stick together. To hell with Justine. Justine is a fucking little asshole. He's a little light in the shoes, if you know what I'm talking about. Anybody that talks like that, yeah, he's a little light in the shoes. Fidel Castro is daddy. That's his daddy. Leon, fire but mostly peaceful riots. Reverend 20 Piece, serve you up a pile of steaming bullshit. Maybe. Absolutely, man. Richard August, they're out here to serve us with herbs and spices to their master, Satan. Shaitan. The great Shaitan. So they say. Wicked's Bane, right on, hammer. Big Pitch once had a professor ask the class what Agenda 21 2030 is. I was the only student who raised their hand and explained it to the class what it's all about. Forced minimal living. Yeah. Yeah, it's not what it's all about, but that's a big part of it. Camino St. Andrew, it's okay. China have effectively ruined their country now. Anyways, I doubt their ecosystem can support that huge population. Well, it can't. They've got a huge food problem right now, a huge production problem. They've got that huge housing bubble with Evergreen. They're trying to force the farmers and the rural folks into these manufactured pop-up cities, these cities that just come up overnight. You know, I've been watching a couple of channels for years now over there, and they show these cities. These cities are built to hold hundreds of thousands of people, and they've barely got thousands living in them. I mean, these brand new buildings are falling apart because there's nobody there to maintain them. They just built them up hoping that these fucking farmers could get pushed into these cities so that they could control them. And the farmers are just like, fuck it, and they leave. They don't want nothing to do with that. That's not their life. They got problems. The Chi-Coms got problems. But then again, the motherfuckers over here got problems too. And that says nothing about race relations, says nothing about the relationship dynamic between men and women. Yeah, it's going to get a lot worse, man. It's going to get a lot worse. Tight garbage. I've been hearing that a lot. Is Trudeau really Castro's bastard? Well, nobody can say for sure. If you ran a DNA test, you could say for sure. You could say that for sure. But nobody's going to do that. But all of the time frames match up. Sifu Black Irish, thanks for the birthday wishes, brothers. Happy birthday, Sifu. Did not know that. Gin Bottle for As I Got It, trying to clear up your reaction to my comment. Uh-oh, didn't see nothing there. Moises Ledsma. Moises, that's right, Hammerhand. He looks sissy. Well, he acts that way, too. He acts that way. Any fucking fool that is going to sit there when some woman says, you know, for the betterment of mankind, and he stops her and says, you know, no, humankind, you know, because we want to be more inclusive. That is inclusive. It's all encompassing. Woman is part of man. Unfucking believable. And that's how you divide and conquer, folks. It's the easiest game in the world to play. Race hustling, sexual deviance. It's the easiest game in the world to play. Camino St. Andrew, bless you, Hammer. Well, thank you, man. I'll take them blessings all day long. Appreciate that. Chrome Dome Omega, thank you, whoever nuked the bot. Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate you, gentlemen. Appreciate you. AC3R, Lao Y covered the story of the tennis star Ping Something who went missing due to criticism of the CCP and resurfaced months later playing as if the incident never occurred. Oh, the incident occurred. Trust me. The incident occurred. Lao Y is a good channel. So is Serpent ZA and ADV China. Very good channels. Very good channels. Very good to listen to. Oh, man. Zero, Sergeant May, zero. Poorly constructed cities that are crumbling a couple of years after being built. Yes, sir. And that's documented. That's documented. Their construction techniques are fucking foobar. They're awful. They're awful. You know, that's why I try not to buy a lot of anything from China. They don't make good products. Some things, yeah, some things are tight. You know, as far as steel would be concerned, I would never buy steel. Never buy steel from them. Craig Furness, got to go, gentlemen. Have to argue with bankers. Peace and prosperity to you all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. John Murphy, hammer time. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Dan Day, Tofu Drag Construction, poorly built as well. Ao Lamai, Laowai 86 channel has good reporting on China. Yes, sir. He's one of the ones that we just mentioned. Laowai, Serpent ZA, and ADV China. Friedman's Journal. Look at photos of the three gorgeous dams that cannot last. It will be an enormous disaster. I hope that it's not going to be a disaster. Wicked's Bane, 1.5 trillion of degrees Celsius over 100 years. Losers. SWSW, just look here on YouTube at China Tofu Drag, how the buildings fall apart. Well, there you go. There you go. So clearly, I'm not the only one that knows about that. There's a lot of us that know that. A lot of us understand what's going on over there with their infrastructure. Their infrastructure is a paper tiger. It is. It is. You know, when you see countries like the United States in this bogus bullshit called the Paris Accords, the climate change Paris Accords, that is just a cover. It's a shell company to bilk this country out of billions of dollars to build the infrastructure for countries like India and China. And they're not held to any fucking economic standard for the next 20, 30 fucking years. Right? So they can dump and pollute and misuse all they want. And everybody else is held to that fucking standard while we're shelling out hundreds of millions, billions of dollars. Yeah, it gets worse, gang. Women ain't having kids. Did you hear the news? Did y'all get that memo? They ain't having kids. Why? Well, apparently, 90% of all men ain't shit. 90% of all men unmarriageable. Can't have no kids with those guys. Because why? What you won't hear them say is, well, it's because of love. I just can't find no love with That's not true. That's absolutely not true. That's not even in their top 10, homie. Does he have a car? Can he buy you a house? Can he front you for the next 10 fucking years? Can you have a couple of kids and get him out of diapers and then divorce his fucking ass? And then take him through and run him through the fucking ringer? Can you do that? Yeah. Oh, I can do that? Okay, bitch, let's go get married. If you're getting married today or you have any thoughts of being married legally today, you're a goddamn fool. You're a fucking idiot. I don't know them. I don't call them guys idiots, man. I don't like to say that stuff about them because I know how much they get pounded on, how much indoctrination they suffer. Yeah, if you're doing that fucking shit, if you're even thinking about doing something like that, you need your head examined. There is no upside, gentlemen. If you consider getting your dick wet upside, you need to rethink upside. MGTOW Wolf, how much worse will it get? No specificity there, society. Oh, it's going to get a hell of a lot worse. Yes, sir. Red Pill in the Wind, Monago County in Pennsylvania, a black man was lynched and the state troopers called the SWAT on the assailant. Now I see more. I need more popcorn because it's getting hot. I didn't hear about no lynching. Midas the Stallion. Honestly, I don't even know how we're going to last as a country. Things are so bad in the U.S., I think we're too divided. I agree with you. I don't think that there should be necessarily a United States of America. I think that this country should divorce from itself. I think you should break it down into 50 countries, which it actually is 50 countries. Do away with the federal government. Fuck the federal government. The federal government has done nothing but tear this land up, tear this country up, tear the people up. Federal government ain't shit. It can be done. It can work. Obviously, it can work. All you have to do is refer yourself to England, to Britain, and it's divorced from the European Union. Of course, there's problems. Yes, of course, there's problems. But the United States are more alike than different. Politically, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Decentralization is going to be the future. And you might as well just go ahead and jump into the future right fucking now. Right this second. Get your DeLorean, go 88 miles an hour, and go back to the future. That's the way it needs to happen. Hexen, the relationship dynamic between men and females has always been the same, only that before society invested in the fakery, now they don't care to make slaves work because they have. I don't agree with that. It hasn't always been the same. It hasn't always been the same. Because now they got cars, now they got money, now they have legalized institutional power, and the first fucking thing that they did was cast you off. There's not a whole lot of same there. Absolutely not. MGTOW Live. It's my birthday today, Hammer. Damn, you and Sifu. Happy birthday, gentlemen. Happy birthday. That's slick as shit, man. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Wild man. LOL, not the DeLorean. Better get that DeLorean. Wicked's Bane. The Fed won't go back to the live, let live. Now they have their hands in the pot. Yeah, I know. That's why it's going to take some massive shit to get them out of the state's business. When it does happen, it has to serve as an example for the rest of time. For the rest of the time that this country is a country, it has to serve as an example. Does the United States still need to project power? Maybe. Maybe. Do you need to be invading foreign countries and killing off 500,000 of their fucking citizens? No. No. Charles Ristone, Britain is surrounded by water, my brother. I know. But when you're politically and economically constrained or intertwined with the EU, things get complicated. And they got real complicated. And that's why it doesn't work anymore. Cubing Speed, missing Vention MGTOW, hoping to be in control of my eternal release. Respect to the fallen. Yes, sir. I agree with you 100%. James McLean, YouTube, keep preaching the truth, brother. Trying, man. Trying. James McLean again. No. Chris McFizzle. That sounds good to me. I'm in the South, so no issues here. Yeah, man. Jay Wizzle Hammer moved to the free state of Florida. No, thank you. No, thank you. No income tax. Car tags are cheap, too. Well, they weren't cheap the last time I was there. The motherfuckers wanted $500. My brother just moved down there and said it only cost him a couple of hundred. So I was surprised that the price had dropped. But in 2010, 2012, fucking fools are talking about $500, $400 for a fucking car tag. No, thank you. I've been doing a lot of looking as far as real estate is concerned. House prices, they're outrageous. Outrageous. I'm talking about shacks, man. Shacks. Little 600 square foot fucking shacks. That's a no-go on the Florida deal, man. You have to have some stuff in place, or you got to have some pad. You know, you got to have some green. You've got to have some bones stacked up if you're going to go to a place like Florida. It's accessible. You go north of the lake, maybe even north of Orlando. It's accessible. It's accessible. But I didn't want to go that far north. So Florida, home sweet home for me in Florida is south of Lake Okeechobee. One against many. Happy birthday, man. Mohamed El Sayed, happy birthday, and hope you live 100 years more. Damn, what you wishing all that evil on that man for? It's tough to live 50 or 60 years. Fuck that 100 years shit. Union Jacked, what do you think about the NHS canceling mandatory vaccines? Gee, who didn't see that shit coming? I thought it was great, but I thought it took place about 18 months too late. How many people are dead because of it? The unofficial records suggest it's 100,000 people that have been killed by this fucking thing. Directly. Not a comorbidity. Directly. And that's from Anton Fauci's own records, own leaked emails. It's fucking ridiculous. It's absurd. Dennis's art studio at MGTOW Live. It's not that I haven't tried applying or retraining either. Sifu Black Irish at Shinobi Wan. Greetings. 1 hour and 7 minutes. 377 cents of eyeballs. Eyeballing this. Thank you. I appreciate the hell out of that. I really do. Charles Restone, it's not about power when you're talking about personal people. Who's going to start a war? Presidents, are they going to fight in it though? Well, no. No, they used to. They don't do that anymore. That's what happens, when you make that gradual shift from military going into politics to politics just accepting any old thing that shows up that has enough money to support a campaign to run on. I mean, we all kind of see what the deal is, man. It's a battle of billionaires, people that have super PACs that are sitting behind them and pushing them out there to the public eye and trying to get the public to bite down on agenda X, Y, or Z. It's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting. It has nothing to do with running the country correctly. I don't know, man. Camino St. Andrew, don't undermine other men. Support your fellow brothers. Don't let the men in anti-MGTOW camps turn you into a self-hating man. I think that's pretty standard advice. That's pretty standard advice for most of the folks that are out here right now doing the thing. Can it get worse? Yeah, it can get worse, and it's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse. We ain't seen the bottom yet, gentlemen. We ain't seen the bottom. On a more localized front, what did I say a few months ago when I said that I saw a very distinct deviation between what is regarded as the red pill and what is widely regarded as MGTOW? I said that I saw that. I got some shit for it. And I had a few people put videos out and say, no, that ain't happening. The red pill is MGTOW. No, it's not. No, it's not. MGTOW is separate, distinct, and unto itself. Just like SYSBM, just like IBMOR. It is separate and distinct. And we gatekeep the fuck out of it. And I'm not telling you what you got to do, and I'm not suggesting to you what you should do, but I'm saying what I'm going to do, I gatekeep the fuck out of it. I don't want agents and infiltrators in my philosophy. I don't want people in there steering other people the wrong way. Well, who are you to determine what the wrong way is, Hammer?
Well, I'm not. The philosophy does. The philosophy determines where you're going. And if you try to swing people in the wrong direction, I'm going to make it known that you're trying to swing people in the wrong direction. I'm going to put you on blast. And I'm going to make sure that everybody understands that you're a fucking snake in the grass. And that's what MGTOW is. That's what SYSBM is. That's what IBMOR is. It's not the biggest thing in the world. It's not the biggest selection of men, but it's a quality selection of men. And it doesn't mean, fellas, that if you find yourself in this shit and it's something that you feel like you can't handle, that you can't jump out of it and get into something that you feel like you can handle. You can do that. You have all the ability in the world to do that. And you should. You should do that. What you shouldn't do is the same thing that Angry MGTOW did, Yogi Oabs did. All of these other suckers that came in here and they couldn't hack it. So they figured they was just going to drag their nuts on MGTOW on the way out the door. That's what you shouldn't do. That's just my opinion. Warlock Bathory at Hammerhand. You destroyed Angry McFucko back in 2019. It was glorious. That motherfucker's doing movie reviews now. Last I saw, anyways, he was doing movie reviews. Fucking buffoon. That, folks, let me tell you something. That is a grifter. That's when you know you're dealing with a grifter. If you catch them going from X to Y to Z and then back to X to Y to Z, that's a grifter. That's somebody that is trying to find something that is going to pay them. And then they will parrot those points until they're dead and gone, and then they will move on to something else. And you can see that that's happening a lot in culture out here. The culture at large is loaded with grifters. Sifu Black Irish, Red Pill, MGTOW, Manosphere, Monk, and others. Yes, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Johnny Cush, the Red Pill is just knowledge. MGTOW is a way of life. I can agree with you, but there's also a lot of folks, like we were talking about with Mr. Samuels, right? A lot of folks coming out here now, and they're dropping that blue pill deuce, and they're slapping it up with some red pill icing, and it's not that at all. It's not. You got to be very careful out here now. The game is really sophisticated. It's very sophisticated. It's easy to twist somebody up mentally, especially when they're not familiar with what's going on and they're not familiar with how manipulation in this particular sphere works. It's easy to get twisted in this particular sphere. Josh Stewart, hope all's well, Hammer. God bless, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Rico from the West Side. Can you post that Kevin's live, Hammer? You could just go on YouTube and find it. It's Kevin Samuels and Nicki Minaj. Just put that in your bar there and search that, and it'll come up. It's on his channel. Is Chronic in here? I didn't see. Oh, yeah, he is, man. Undead Chronic. It's hammer time. What's up, sir? What's up, Mr. Undead? How you doing, brother? And like I said earlier, you will be able to see Undead Chronic and myself later on this evening. Make absolutely sure you turn in for that, because we are going to bust up one Kevin Samuels and discuss that type of fuckery. And it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a good conversation. I think moving in on 1 hour and 15 minutes in this AM, 9:48 a.m. here in Louisville, Kentucky, United States. For all the brothers overseas that are listening, hola. Glad to see you in the house. Glad to see you. Jace 1701, what up, Lord Commander? Ghost Shura, Hammer Chronics. There you go. Undead Chronic, it's too early and I'm too atoned for a stream this early. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I got you, man. We'll tune in at the time we discussed. I believe it was 6 p.m. So we'll do that thing. And gents, I figure at this point in time, I'm going to probably wind it down. And the Gilded Age Phoenix Hammer, I'm going to turn this mother out. Turn this mother out. He was all right, man. When he first came out, MC Hammer, he was all right. I enjoyed the shit out of it, but I got to be honest with you. You know, when he tried to go gangster rap, that was kind of it. That was kind of it. Moises Ledesma, the Decaying Master, in the house. Everybody jumping on the wagon, talking about, what's up, Commander Chronic? Tom's Wonderful. Red Pill is a business park. MGTOW is that place few will admit to being a part of, but always come to. And you can bet your ass that they come to check out the talking points. MGTOW has been the originator of this type of content for a long time. And a lot of people in this sphere take their cues from the people that speak from the heart. See, I don't need to ride somebody's coattails into an article and drain that motherfucker for 3 or 4 or 5 videos. I don't have to do that. I know what's concerning to me, and I know what I talk about. And that's the kind of crowd that I want listening. It shows that you're in tune. Jonathan Ryan, LOL, it was Nicki Minaj. Was it Nicki Minaj? Was Kevin a robot? I don't know. What I know is that every time that motherfucker gets around one of these high-profile bitches, he falls apart. He gets exposed. You know, which makes it very difficult to watch his other content knowing that he is that weak around these bitches, around these broads. You know, who the fuck is Brittany Renner? Who the fuck is Nicki Minaj? They are hood trash. They're ghetto hood ornaments. Both of them. Just because you got some makeup and a bank account, that does not make you high value. That's what I try to tell these folks out here, man. That's what I try to tell them. It's fucking amazing to me that there is a struggle to define what high value means. Oh, no. High value is this. Oh, no, it's that. Oh, no, it's the other. No, gentlemen, it's being morally and ethically sound. It doesn't matter if you've got a pot belly. Doesn't matter if your head's fucking bald. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, short, tall, fat, thin. If you're moral and ethically sound, you're a high-value man. Everything else is peacocking and preening to pick up a mate. That is everything else. And when you got to do all of that shit to attract a bitch, guess what? You get what you pay for. If you pay for a fucking hooker, don't be surprised that you get a hooker. They just don't call themselves whores anymore. So wise the fuck up. Char Aznable, where's my Sazabi hammer? It's in the box, bro. It's in the box. In the closet. With all the photo etch and all the brand new brass that I just bought for it. It's going to be a bad motherfucker when I get it done. Gonna be bad. Psychosoap Bucket this Saturday. Soap will be there at Hammer and UC's live show. Excellent. Glad to hear that, man. Yeah, you guys don't forget the live show, man. Tune in. It'll be 6 o'clock. I believe it's 6 o'clock tonight. Hammer is going, Chronic will put up a little advo for it. So go to his channel, search it out, hit that reminder button, and be there or be square. And I think with that one, I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. And I'll see you later on this evening.